Welcome back, guys. How's everyone doing? Just doing a new video today, obviously on the build up and fight prediction for Derek Chrisora versus Kubrat Pulev 2. But before I get into that, I just want to say, not everyone knows about Derek Chisora and his past. So a lot of people do know the basics, but obviously, he was born in Zimbabwe, grew up there, moved over to London when he was 16. Got in fights, got into trouble, got arrested, this, that, and the next thing. And he his I think he was saying at one point that his parole officer bought him, his shoes, his gloves, and that kind of thing. And he went to obviously eventually ABC, where he trained, went running. Fat, wasn't very good at sports at school. He was saying, and he managed to prove everyone wrong against the odds. And I think he's some of his fights in his past, bit people, kissed people, slapped people, spat water out the Klitschko's, all that kind of stuff. Had a brawl with David Hay in Munich, got arrested there, all sorts of madness. A checkered past, and I was actually watching this one here, IS star T myself, Eddie Hearn's hilarious Derek Chisora story, and he was basically saying, the time when Derek it was the time Derek Chisora flipped the table, and he said he was scared. He's like, what's going on? And he went over to Derek Chisora to say what's going on, and Derek Chisora looking him dead in the eyes, going, "Do you want me to end this now?" And that's when Eddie Hearn said, "Yeah, no, I was scared, man. I was real scared." And yeah, they ended up having a hearing, and you know Eddie Hearn could tell Chisora was about to go off again, but pulled him outside and said, "Look, you need to put on an Oscar-winning performance here, 30 seconds, and then get out and leave it with me." We got a vote 4-3, so the fight was going ahead at the hearing. He said, "Yeah, great, the fight's going on, blah blah blah." He's like, "Only one issue, you got a 30 grand fine that you got to pay." And he's like, "Nah, you stick it, man. I ain't paying that." And then he's like, "What? What do you mean you're not paying that?" So he said, "I'll have to phone up AJ and say it's coming out the purse or whatever, the fight funds." AJ said, "No way, man, I'm not paying for that." So Eddie Hearn said he had to front the 30 grand, pay the 30 grand, and Chisora said, "I won't, kick off at the next press conference. If you buy me a Rolex, you had to fork out 25, 20, no, what was it, 35 grand, I think he said, for a Rolex Sky Dweller." So he was out of pocket 65 grand, which is quite funny, man. I like hearing some of these old stories. But yeah, Kubrat Pulev and Derek Chisora. What I've been seeing. I was watching, the build up to the first one, and what Chisora was like, and he actually compared now. Derek Chisora is very chilled out now. Ain't got that same aggression, more controlled, maybe mellowed with age. And I do wonder if he's, getting some kind of psychological help. I think he thinks he's a better boxer now, and in some ways, yes. Turning the punches over, good guard, getting in the pocket better, all those kind of things. But obviously, with age, start slowing down, slightly more chinny, all that kind of stuff. We saw that against Parker. So who knows how the fight's going to play out? But I do wonder if he's getting some kind of tutoring outside that he's not mentioned, because he was doing the pulling, pushing and pulling, like with the hands, and the face off with Pulev, like he did against Tyson Fury maybe was trying to get himself back in that ferocious mindset, and he was trying to pull Kubrat Pulev's head down again like he did in the first face off. But there wasn't the animosity ain't there. It all felt kind of forced, and Derek was tripping over himself when he was saying, "You got to knock me out," all this sort of stuff, and "Nah, you can't knock me out." Just seemed very bizarre to me. I think Pulev's just like, whatever, man. I'm gonna do my thing, and he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna be doing what he did against Jerry Forrest, with the 1-2, maybe the odd uppercut. Keep in range. And if Chisora's coming in, gonna be trying to tie him up, jab and grab. Just try and break Chisora down is what I think his plan is. And Chisora's just going to go all out war. I do wonder when he's wearing the Boris Johnson face cutout thingy, my Bobby. That it's like, what does that symbolise, man? What's the point in that? Is he saying he's retiring? He's resigning? This is his last hurrah? Having some going to be his last celebration for me. If he wins this fight or doesn't lose it too badly, I think he should go on to fight Dillian Whyte next, because both very White's definitely very vulnerable now, even though he's still got raw power and strength and all that kind of stuff. And I just think, well, that could be a one last hurrah, good money fight, domestic level, because he hasn't won fights in three and a bit years. So I'm just wondering how long can he fight at top level, top 10 guys, whatever, and being in these hard fights. He's been a hell of a lot of hard fights. Let's see, his last win was David Price in October 2019, so almost 3 years. Lost to Usyk, Parker. She had one fight in 2020, 2 fights in 21. now he's fighting Pulev again. It's been 5-6 years since the last fought. Crikey, it's been a while, isn't it? 2016. 6 year. So yeah, what's Chisora ranked? 9 in the world. I find that bizarre that he's ranked 9 in the world, but what about Pulev? What's Pulev sitting at now on the box rate? 18, so he's ranked behind? Yeah, maybe so. But then Chisora has fought some top boys, so yeah, let's see how this one goes. I think Kubrat Pulev, he's still got it. He fought Jerry Forrest. I don't know what was wrong with Jerry Forrest. He wasn't fired up. Issues with the gloves, so maybe not the best. The best test. And then before that, he was fighting Triad Combat, and he fought Frank Mir. He might as well be fighting a guy from the pub. So yeah, who's he fought before that? Anthony Joshua was his last one before that. So yeah, inactive as well. So that is a bit of a concern, actually. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think I think Pulev's going to be, even though he's had that break, he did fight Jerry Forrest, a couple of months ago, 2 months ago. He fought, been training for the Frank Mir fight, and then he did fight Joshua very end of 2020. So he's been out 17 months. So yeah, I think it depends how short-born Chisora is, but I think Pulev's jab and grab style might be able to get to Chisora and win him points, or a very late stoppage. And I think but I still think Chisora's got a chance to put down Pulev. I wouldn't be surprised if they both went down, or if Chisora went down and got back up a couple of times. I think it's going to be difficult to stop him. But I mean, if he's worn out, if either man's got absolutely worn out and landing those haymakers and precision shots from Pulev, it's going to be very tough to stand up against them. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. I know this has been a bit of a rant, a bit of a rave, a bit of excitement, a bit of storytelling, etc. You guys let me know what you think. Fight prediction from yourselves. Any thoughts about anything I've seen? Cash has been taken off the card, Wardley's off the card, so a bit disappointed in there. But put some comments below. Remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys after the fight.